Good afternoon, everyone. I don't even know what I was gonna say. Hello, friends. So what are my essential items that I bring to every single music video shoot that I do? Wanna see? Follow me. Check it out. And soon you'll be a happy Gotta do the old spin. So when I'm shooting a music video, really no matter the location that I'm at or the type of shoot that it is, there are a few items that I bring along to pretty much every single one that I find that are super helpful and super useful in any situation. So I would love to, without any further ado, show you those items. So number one is super night LEDs. This is probably super loud. Super night LED strips. These things are incredible. Let me open this up. So check it out. So it comes in a package, or in a little roll, I should say, like this. Each one of these, it's a whole long strip, and this is like 30 feet, 30 feet? We'll call it 30 feet. I think it's something like that. There's tiny little LED strips every inch or so across the entire board. This has double stick tape on it, so I can literally peel this off right off the back here and stick it to any surface. I can hide it anywhere. And then you plug it in, comes with a power adapter and everything. And it comes with this thing, which is super important. And it comes with a remote, which this is the best part, and I'll show you in a second. Actually, you know what? Let's slide this table over here. So check it out, we'll plug it in. All right, so then all you do is connect the LED strips right into this connection here. And just like that, we have glowing LED lights. And in fact, let me turn off these overhead lights so you can see better. So check that out. You can do so much with these. Like literally, you can wrap it around. They're super, super bright. And the best part is you have a remote control here that we can aim it at the receiver, and I can actually change the color. So now it's like red, I can do green, I can do blue, white. You can even set it up to strobe. You can set it to be reactionary to noise. I have used this on most every one of my shoots because you can stick this off, you can hide it anywhere. And in fact, for a shoot that we just did, we actually had these in the drum kit itself. So every time the drum would hit the kick, it would actually flash the logo in the front of the drum kit. They're not really reusable because of the tape, so you kind of have to buy one, but they're only about 30 bucks, so it's totally worth it. I'm doing the rest of the shoot this way. I should actually just be doing this for my shoots. When I'm directing, I should just have a headband like this. People take me seriously for once. My number two tool that I bring everywhere is another light. It is this. It's a small little kicker LED light made by Yongnuo. These are dirt cheap. They're super tiny. I mean, look at this, collapses and it's literally virtually nothing. They actually have a battery mount in the back, so you can place a Sony L battery. There we go. There's dial controls on the back for your actual color temperature. So you can go to 5500 or 32K, and you have control over both of those. And it is so bright for how tiny it is. It's like an actual little like spotlight. I use these all the time for a kicker or like a hair light, something that's like right behind or behind a drummer maybe. It just gives you so much flexibility. The battery power lasts a super long time. The really cool thing is how you can also just mount it because it's so light. It comes even with a little shoe mount here. So you can clip it in, and now you can place it on basically any surface. It's battery powered, or you can get a wall cable power charger cable line. The thing that you plug into the wall. The cool thing about these is that there's also different filters that come with it. So you could do like a red filter. Oh yeah, my shirt, there we go. Swap it out for a blue one. And this really, really quick hot swap. Once again, I use these for accents all the time. And they're so tiny, you can kind of tuck them away. Actually, I'm gonna set this aside because this leads me to my next tool that I take on pretty much every single shoot. And that is one of these Joby Gorilla Pods. Obviously, right now, these are the most popular for vloggers. Everybody's just mounting the camera on there because they can walk around and film themselves. I find that I actually use this less for my camera and actually more for accessories like lights and stuff. So if we actually look at this light here, and I put this plate on. So I can actually screw these together. Bam, and just like that, I now have a light that's completely mobile. It's completely versatile. I've taken these and hung these upside down by wrapping it around pipes, like heating pipes in different locations, like warehouses. And now my light can just hang anywhere that I need it to. I've also done it and wrapped it around tripod legs, around light stands. It just gives you so much versatility that if all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to get some light that's up in a hard to reach corner, as long as the light is small and compact like this, you're gonna have no trouble whatsoever. Once again, like, you can use it for your camera, and I do use it for my camera, but I've found that I just find so many uses for it outside of just the camera use when it comes to my music video shoots. So the next thing that I bring to every shoot, this is the most expensive one on the list, so bear with me here. This is, wonder, can you see? Oh, you can't really see that. So this is a hazer. This is a Chauvet Hurricane 2D. I have used this on virtually every shoot that I've done. You can add so much atmosphere to a shoot. You can add so much richness to the light that's in the room, whether it's available light coming through a window or whether it's light that you're shooting at your subject. This is just gonna enhance everything, make everything look more atmospheric, and honestly just add that really cool music video look that everybody's trying to achieve. This is your remote unit, so you have control over how often the frequency of the poof of smoke is. The haze itself actually is water-based, and so it doesn't leave any sticky residue on anything, and it really doesn't set off any smoke alarms. I have not had it set off any smoke alarms yet. Don't hold me responsible, but I've really had it thick in rooms and it really doesn't set anything off. So that's a huge win for me. So the fluid goes here in a tank in the back and it lasts a super long time. You can get through pretty much a whole day of shooting. Super amazing. You can tuck this away in the corner and just have it let out a few puffs of smoke every minute or so, just to keep the room atmospheric. In fact, if you'd like to see it, I think we should try to run it right now. Now the thing is glowing blue and we are ready to start going. So we'll let it fill up for a second while I reset. It's pretty loud, but it's for a music video, so it doesn't matter. All right, so now we have a bunch of haze in here. Looks pretty awesome. If I turn on my little light here, let's say a blue filter to it. Now, if I set this up somewhere in the back, look at that. Check out how stinking cool that looks. You can actually see the light beams itself. You can see this haze. It adds like so much atmosphere and it just looks so cool. Like, look at this. You can probably see in front of my shirt, like you can see the physical beam. So hazers are seriously so cool and I highly recommend them for any music video shoot. I've actually never run the hazer in my room before. This is kind of neat. It's a little bit of an investment. Like I said, it's more of on the expensive end of the things I'm showing today, but you're gonna get your money's worth in just a couple of shoots, I promise you. Woo! Anyways, I'm going to open the window and try to diffuse some of this because it is pretty thick in here. For what it's worth, it doesn't actually suck to breathe it in. It's not too bad. So I would say the next thing on my list, one thing that people don't think about when you're shooting a music video is how loud it gets in the room. With the speakers blasting and audio everywhere, the drum set going, even if you've dampened the drum set a little bit, it's still super loud. So I highly recommend bringing earplugs. Not everybody always remembers to bring them. The band usually don't have them, or if you have help, if you have assistants or friends helping you out for the shoot, they're not gonna think about it either. Now I have found that actually the best earplugs, well, I mean, they're just simple earplugs, right? So nothing fancy about them. The thing that I would recommend though are actually getting earplugs that are flesh colored like these. So when you actually put them into your ear, no one can see them, which is awesome if you have a band member who is close to a speaker or close to the drum set and they want to save their hearing as well. They can throw these in and the camera will never pick up that they're even wearing earplugs. So it's a really cool, it's just a tiny little thing, but it's sort of a nice courtesy to have available on set for either the band or for your help who's helping you out that day. And I would say next up is probably not a huge surprise to a lot of you guys. It is, of course, gaff tape. There is no more universally useful tools than gaff tape. If something's broken, you can fix it. If something won't stick, you can stick it. Honestly, you use this for everything. I even take it and I peel off little pieces and I stick it underneath the drum cymbals to actually dampen the sound that the cymbals are emitting. It just can really help bring the overall volume down. It doesn't let them ring out as long. I literally use gaff tape for everything. Highly recommend. You can obviously get different colors. I find that pretty much black is always going to be the way to go. It really is the most versatile and I could not ever get through an entire day's shoot without using gaff tape in one way or another. And I guess next item, this is a fun little thing that I've picked up more recently, and it's actually a Bluetooth receiver. Now, having a small little Bluetooth receiver has been sort of a game changer in a lot of ways, because in the past, you plug in your whole audio setup, your whole audio rig, and then you need an iPod or your iPhone or whatever you're playing music back on. Over there, you leave it on the table and you press play, and then you run back and you just shoot, or you're having an assistant or somebody have to go over and press play for you. By having a Bluetooth receiver means now any audio system that I have, I now can remotely control with my phone. So I plug this in to my audio rig, and then right off my phone's over there, whatever. And then I literally can just grab my phone, play any song that I want, and it's gonna go right from here, right into my audio system. Works especially well on smaller shoots where there's only a couple of you involved. You can just run it yourself. So it's a useful little tool, but it's a very cool tool to have on hand, and just has a little aux out, and that goes right into your playback. And in fact, you might even use it like I do, where you just wanna play some music while you're setting up the set, and you also wanna have your phone on you in case the band calls you or somebody calls you and something changes. Yeah, highly recommend it. And I would say next up, the thing that I use a ton that not a lot of people think of is when you're out on a long day shoot, what do you need? You need to charge your phone. Whether that's myself, whether that's a band member, makeup artist, whatever, inevitably somebody says, oh, does anybody have a charger on hand? And honestly, having one of these battery packs has been an absolute game changer. This one that I have is an Anchor, and it actually has 2 USB ports on it, so I can charge a couple iPhones, iPhone, Android. I bring cables for both so that whoever needs something, I'm happy to share. Each one of these power bricks can recharge a phone like 5 or 6 times, so it more than gets you through the day. And honestly, as an added bonus, which is really cool, is that most DSLR cameras now accept external battery power. So if you're in a situation where you have a corrupted battery or you forget a battery, you can literally just run this, get the appropriate cable, plug it right into your camera, and now you can run your camera straight off of this power brick as well. So I throw it into every case whenever I'm about to go out to a shoot, and it always gets used. So I would say the biggest thing you can bring to your shoot other than your camera is water and snacks. I don't care what you bring snack-wise. You can bring some granola bars, you can bring some apples, it doesn't matter. At least bring like a big case of water. I'm telling you, you could literally get a giant case of like 36 water bottles for like less than $5. You can grab a few snacks for like 10 or 15 bucks. If anybody can have something to drink on, snack on, everybody's gonna get through the shoot a lot easier. It doesn't need to be this elaborate feast, because a lot of times you don't have the budget to make that happen, but just having a few snacks and water on hand makes a huge difference and lets everybody feel comfortable. So yeah, it may be cheesy because it's not gear related, but in all honesty, I really recommend just grab some water, grab some snacks, and I promise you the shoot will go smoother because of it. So yeah, thanks for checking it out. I'll have links to everything in the description below of everything that we talked about today. I would love to know, are there little tools or little gadgets that you guys bring along to every shoot that you couldn't live without? Yeah, hope to see you guys around. Until then, stay happy, keep shooting.